the presentation.
Okay. I prepare or from admin?
I think we have to wait the other presenters, or
Oh,
how about it, Faradila? We should to wait or not? Is there any news from the other presenter here?
I think I confirmation for the other presenter, sir.
Yes,
okay. I'll wait.
please, please. The other presenter. I want to
Is
uh,
yang is
hear the news about the others. How about that?
yes.
Okay. Any news from the others participant? No. Okay. If we have uh, waiting the presenter, we have to present the first presentation. Mrs. Dian Eka, may you present and prepare your presentation. All participants will present for 10 minutes, and then the audience will be given the opportunity to discuss only 5 minutes. We prefer this benefit time taking to interaction and learning for all of us. The time is yours.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Bapak Yoga. I prepare my presentation. Okay, now. Okay. Is my presentation already?
Yes, already see here.
We wait the azan until end.
Yes,
Okay.
I
I will.
think waiting the azan.
Okay. I will start until the azan. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Thank
Please.
you. Thank you very much, Bapak Yoga. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Dian Eka Ermawati. I am from Department of Pharmacy, Universitas 11 Maret, Surakarta, Central Java, Indonesia. I want to present my research with title Characterization of Nanosilver Biosynthesis by Citrus sinensis L. Osbeck and Pill of Mass Formulation with variation polyethylene glycol 400 and glycerin concentration. Silver is a metal that applies for medical purpose. Preparation silver nanoparticle has been done by mixing silver with reducing and stabilizing agent from chemical that harmful to environment. Plant extract was developed as a biosynthesis agent of nanosilver because safe, simple, and environmental friendly. Sweet orange peel contains flavonoid and citric acid that potentially as bioreductors and capping agent in nanosilver biosynthesis. Ahmad et al. Reported that nanosilver biosynthesis using infusa of sweet orange peel produced the particle size of nanosilver between 10 until 35 nanometer, compared with citrus lemon and citrus limetta that produce particle size between 17 until 60 nanometer and 107 nanometers, respectively. Wet et al. Reported that nanosilver biosynthesis using of sweet orange peel has a broad spectrum of antibacterial activity against Staphylococcus aureus, uh, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Escherichia coli, and Salmonella typhi with diameter inhibition zone uh, strong power or high. In this study, infusa of sweet orange peel used as capping agent in biosynthesis process to form nanoparticle. Nanosilver biosynthesis using infusa of sweet orange peel, then formulated as active component in peel of mass preparation in order to treat and prevent acne and to reduce of using topical antibiotics such as clindamycin and erythromycin. Humectant in peel of mass formulation is important because it has function for preparation, the outgoing skin hydration and preventing water evaporation. So the viscosity of preparation becomes stable, and for skin, humectant have function to keep skin moisturized and prevent skin irritation. Uh, Polyethylene glycol 400 and glycerin have same function but different in physical and chemical properties. So they are combined to get the best physical and chemical properties of material of mass. The required concentration that used is between 0.01 until 20%. This is the biosynthesis process. We mix the infusa of the we boil 3 milliliter of the infusa of sweet orange peel and 40 milliliters silver nitrate 1 millimeter 1 millimolar solution and then boil on water bath at temperature of 60 degrees Celsius until the color change. The color change to yellowish brown after 7 minutes. The success of biosynthesis process using plant extract is generally characterized by color change to yellowish brown at absorption peak of surface plasmon resonance of nanosilver between 360 until 460 nanometer. The result of the absorption peak indicated that the successful of nanosilver biosynthesis using infusa or sweet orange peel, but it is necessary to carry out with particle size analysis and scanning electron microscope analysis. Particle size analysis to know the particle size of nanosilver and SEM analyze to know the morphology and surface of nanosilver, also the shape of nanosilver. This is the result of a particle size analysis and the shape of and morphology of nanosilver. The nanosilver has rod shape with an average particle size is 83.70 nanometers. The particle size result of this study is bigger than Ahmed done, but it is still in range of nanoparticle scale that Ahmed done by using by biosynthesis using infusa of citrus species. And the polydisper index value under 0.5 is indicated no aggregation of the nanosilver. This is the formula of nanosilver. The variation of concentration glycerin and polyethylene glycol for 400. Minimal concentration of nanosilver in cosmetic is 10 milligram per kilogram body weight, and Science Committee of Consumer Safety suggests nanosilver concentration that used in cosmetic preparation less than 10,000 ppm. So the dose of nanosilver liquid that used in this preparation safe to skin. This is the result of determination of plant. The species of sweet orange that used in this research with species Citrus sinensis L. ospec. And this is the committee from ethical clearance committee permit because we use human skin for dry time test for a pill of mass. This is the visual of 5 formula of pill of mass, and then physical and chemical properties test, including viscosity, pH, and dry times. The result of the physical and chemical properties during 4 weeks. The result of the viscosity test show that the preparation has a viscosity range of 995 until 1100 decipascal. Viscosity that requirement is 300 until 5000 decipascal. And brand product that used for compare this formula has viscosity value of 1090 decipascal. The result of statistical analysis show that the difference of glycerin and polyethylene glycol 400 concentration had on effect on viscosity value. And the result of the dry time so that the preparation has a dry time range of 50 until 21 minutes. Dry time that requirement is 50 until 30 minutes. Brand product has dry time of 19 minutes. Statistical analysis so that the difference of glycerin and polyethylene glycol 400 concentration had on effect on dry time. And the pH results show that the 5 formula fulfill the pH value that required from skin preparation at range of 4.5 until 6.5. So the differences of glycerin and polyethylene glycol 400 concentration didn't significantly change in pH value during 4-week storage. This conclusions of this research, the characterization results show the sweet orange peel capable of producing nanosilver with a maximum absorption characteristic at 420 until 423 nanometers. Particle size 83.70 nanometer with rod shape. Statistical analysis results showed glycerin and polyethylene glycol 400 affect the physical property of viscosity and dry time significantly, but has no significant effect on the chemical property of pH. Formula 2 and Formula 4 are the best formula because they have viscosity, dry time, and pH that don't change significantly during 4 weeks of storage. The future research is necessary to test of antibacterial activity of pill of mass product, skin irritation test, and stability test at stress temperature. Thank you for your attention. Time I return to Mr. Chairperson. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sorry, sir, your microphone is mute.
Okay, sorry. A very interesting presentation. Now, time for a panel discussion. We only give opportunity for 2 or 3 person available to the time. Okay, I give opportunity to another participant here to ask the presenter. Any question?
There is one in chat room.
Okay. I will check the chat room. Okay, yeah, from our Mr. or Mrs. Aulia Fikri Hidayat. Is the nanoparticles obtained from orange peel always rod-like shape? Or is it possible to possess another shape? Could you explain it?
Okay, thank you for the question. It is possible to possess another shape, right? Like round and other other shapes. Depend of the capping agent or reducing agent from plant extract that use. I do another research using turmeric juice. It is produce the shape the round shapes, but using the citrus orange peel produce rod like shapes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Aulia, is it clear for you?
Yes, it's clear, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any others question? If not other question, I have one question here. It looks in the formation like so much surfactant and its nanoform allows it to be absorbed in the blood. But I didn't see that toxicity tests in there. Has the toxicity of the product been checked before?
Oh, not yet, Mister. So it is the future research after this. We will check the toxicity and irritations test maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Not in other experiment, yes.
Yes.
Other studies.
Yes.
Okay,
after
thank you. The time is up to the discussion. We here have the other presentation. Mr. Sahru Melinda, Mrs. Melinda is here? Already here? Or still not joined with us? How about that, Ratu?
I think she is already in the room right now, sir. But I
Oh,
confirm again.
it's already in the room? Okay, if there no Mrs. Melinda, we give the opportunity the other presenter, Mr. Sahrul Tuba, is here in this room.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Could you prepare your presentation?
Okay, I am going to share screen.
Okay. The time for your present is 10 minutes.
Wait.
And then after. Okay.
I will
It's
try to share my screen. So
Are you from the gadget here from the HP?
yes, from gadget because I am on the trip to airport now.
Could
Maybe
you give in the
maybe
line
the last person.
in the line
Maybe the last person.
the last person? What are you ready here or we have to another presentation here?
Wait.
Because
Is it?
because it's not clear enough for me to see your presentation here.
Wait. It is clear.
Okay. Okay. How about another participant? Are you clear for this presentation from Mr. Sahrul?
Clear enough, Mr. Yoga?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It's clear.
clear enough.
I don't see this one. I don't see. Wait.
But the text is not coming. Mr. Sahrul?
Yes, can I start, please?
Okay. Now the presentation you can begin.
Okay, before
Okay.
before I begin, I would like to inform that my slide it is clear to see, or there is any problem.
The voice is unclear, sir.
The voice unclear.
The voice unclear.
How it is now? It
Okay.
is clear.
The voice clear?
It
Not
sounds
clear,
like
sir.
it's far away.
How about how Sahrul?
Yeah, yes.
Could you up your volume? Because another participant can hear your presentation here.
It is the maximum volume.
Okay.
Maybe I can increase my voice. Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Other presentation, other participant hear the Mr. Sahrul voice here.
Okay, better now.
Better now. Okay.
Okay. I will start now, please.
Okay.
Okay.
The time is yours.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, my name is Syahrul Tuba from Fakultas Farmasi Universitas Pertakanan Indonesia. My title of my presentation today is the frequencies of allow distribution of CYP2C9 and CYP2C19 gene polymorphism in healthy Papuan population of Indonesia. Well, the introduction of my title is, okay, the drug response in individual is vary. So one of the problem and one of the factors the drug response as individual is vary is by genetic factors. The genetic factors can be more important thing to consider about the drug of choice and then effectiveness of therapy. because 30 until 60% the effectiveness of therapy factor is called the influence and involved in metabolism process. And then the metabolism process is influencing by the CYP, you know, the cytochrome, and more than 90% of the drugs. And the cytochrome, one of them is CYP2C9 and CYP2C19. The CYP2C9 and CYP2C19, we have to know about the polymorphism genetics or spreading out of the polymorphism genetics in individual and in the race or ethnic in the world is different. And because of that, because of the difference of the speeding of polymorphism, it is variability of the drug metabolism in individual. So we have to know about the frequency polymorphism in gen CYP in allo CYP2C9 star 3, CYP2C9 star 2, and 2C19 star 17. And different countries is different frequency polymorphism. So how about the Indonesia? In Indonesia population, especially indigenous or South Sulawesi in 2014, the research looking for the gen polymorphism in CYP2C9 star 2, star 3, and 2C19 star 17 is different. And the highest level is CYP2C19 star 17 is around 4.68%. So how about in Malaysia, in ethnic Jahais or Negro population, the highest frequency gen polymorphism is 2C9 star 3. It is different from Indonesia. It's around 66.2%. I mean. Well, the purpose of the research is to determine the distribution of allele frequencies of CYP2C9 and CYP2C19 gen polymorphism among the Papuan population. The method of my research is CYP2C9 and CYP2C19 genotypes were determined by PCR, RFLT, polymerase, chain reaction, restriction, fragment line polymorphism techniques. And the two is restriction enzyme from the New England Biolabs. I'm using the
Mr. Sahrul, is your voice? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Mr. Sahrul, is there? You are stop your presentation here. Hello, Mr. Sahrul.
Maybe the connection, sir.
Oh, how about this? Okay. Now here cut the presentation. Miss Melinda has joined.
Yes, Mr.
Okay. We continue with the second presenter. Maybe the Mr. Sahrul in other problem, in connection problem here. Could you prepare your presentation, Miss Melinda?
Yes, Mr.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah. Can my
Okay. Times is
can you
yours.
see my
Yes, I see your presentation. You have 10 minutes to present. Then after that, we get a discussion panel for 5 minutes. How about the other participant? Could you see the presentation here from Miss Melinda?
Yes, I
Yes.
can see clear.
Okay. Miss Melinda, you can present. The time is yours.
Yes. Yes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. My name is Melinda Setiapeka. I'm and Medical Chemistry Faculty of Pharmacy, Universitas Padjadjaran, Bandung, Indonesia. I would like to present my presentation under the title Molecular Drawing of Sorbus androgynous compound for anti-alopecia. Hair loss or alopecia is still a serious problem that attacks 50% of men aged 18 until 40 years. The incidence in 50% of these men the values genetic factor and androgen. According to literature, androgen are predominantly involved in dihydrotestosterone conversion is carried out by the 5-alpha reductase enzyme to convert testosterone to dihydrotestosterone. In androgen receptor, androgen hormone can usually be bound which affect the signal induction to be greater. The steroid hormone can be found in the adrenal gland, testes, and hair follicle. However, excess production of the hormone DHT can lead to the risk of baldness or androgenic alopecia. Drugs on the market today are generally chemical drugs that have side effects in the future. Therefore, searching for natural medicinal compound that can be efficacious as anti-alopecia. Compound commonly used to cure baldness or anti-alopecia include dihydrotestosterone, minoxidil, and finasteride. In Makemas village, Malaysia, people use katuklip or Sauropus androgynous, which long able hair and baldness or problem. It is done by founding katuklip with milk together then use of it on the skin. Their mechanism is increasing the level of testosterone. This is a classification about katuklip or Sauropus androgynous, and the purpose of this study is to evaluate the potential of katuklip compound or Sauropus androgynous to reduce hair follicle loss as a preliminary study to obtain preliminary information using in silico computational method. The computational molecular docking method use receptor PDB code ID3G1R and tested on 12 compounds that are suspected to have potential activity as ligand for anti-alopecia drug. We can see on the slide, this is receptor, native ligand, and metric that doesn't have potential activity. Next, the component of katuklip Sauropus androgynous. See in the slide, component is 7 component. Material and method. First, material which I use is hardware and that software, and method. Firstly,
selection of receptor and native ligand on PDB, and secondly, PDB code is visualized to Discovery Studio software, and thirdly, we use Autodocs for program for simulation molecular docking in preparation ligand and receptor. Step we do protonation and spiration, and next we do simulation molecular docking, predicting ADMET and Lipinski rule of 5. Fourthly, ligand are drug candidate completely bind to receptor. The ligand can be downloaded at PubChem or with CHEM19 and optimized by CHEM3D19 so that 2D structure become 3D structure and visualize with Discovery Studio. Fifthly, we must set the parameter grid and parameter docking. And sixthly, evaluate validation, booklet, RSMD result, and binding location. This test parameter was considered valid if RSMD less than 2 Armstrong, which indicate the overlapping position was very close between the copy ligand and original ligand. The validation result obtained in this study were 1.87 Armstrong. This means that the parameter for docking simulation of test compound and comparative drug had fulfilled the specific requirement.
You have 3 minutes
This
more.
is from molecular docking. The in silico docking interaction molecule produced in table 1 show energy G value for affinity. The furan compound of Katuklip have free energy bound, namely minus 5.35 kilocalorie per mole. The comparison was made with the values generated by the finasteride, energy gives minus 6.92 kilocalorie per mole, and minoxidil minus 5.33 kilocalorie per mole. This indicates that the furan compound in Katuklip has the potential to be used as a candidate for anti-leukoplasia drug because the G delta Gallus of furan compound are small than minoxidil, which means that the interaction is more spontaneous. Although the affinity is not yet as great as that of finasteride, the less free energy indicate the ligand can bind easily to the receptor. On the other hand, Constanza inhibition show the affinity that ligand have in relation to receptor binding. Other potential compound yield are shown in 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone. And next, this is the interaction with amino acid residue, the interaction of hydrogen and van der Waals bond, and the resulting residue as amino acid are visualized in table 2. This indicates the location of the interaction with receptor, and this the Lipinski rule of 5. We can looking on the table that minoxidil, DHT, finasteride, and furan are meet the requirement, and the predicting ADMET in the table, the pre-ADMET results show that person HIA of all test compound is in the range of 70 until 100%, and this indicate a good intestine absorption of all compound tested. Then in CACO2, only minoxidil had the lowest CACO. Toxicity test results show that minoxidil and pyren were mutagenic, which were harmful to health because they have the direct impact on mutating or damaging DNA. This mutagenic effect might be less if it will be used as a topical medicine. However, in oral use, the version of acute lung toxicity of juice and soap of Catuculif or Sauropus androgenus as breast milk buster related to bronchiolitis
You have
obliterans
1 minute
had
more.
been studied by other. The result of finasteride toxicity test show the finasteride is carcinogenic, which can cause cancer for oral use. Method was from 7 Sauropus androgenus, which had the best affinity for anti-alopecia drug candidate on comparison with minoxidil. And this conclusion in this study, it can be concluded that of the 12 compound carried out in the molecular docking in silico, there are 4 compound that have free energy bond values delta G less than -5. These compound are to have pharmacological activities that have the potential to be used as candidate for anti-alopecia drug. Although the affinity doesn't exist the natural ligand, namely finasteride, Catuculif compound is safer to use. The furan compound contained in Catuculif have potential as drug candidate derived from natural ingredients that are used topically on the surface of the scalp because they have a higher affinity than minoxidil. I think so for my presentation. I apologize for my mistake and thanks for your attention. See you next time.
Okay, thank you, Miss Melinda. Now we have a discussion. Only 2 minutes maybe because it has cut by the presentation. Maybe any other question?
Yes, I have questions, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to give to me. I'd like to ask to the presenter about the predicting to ADMET, to absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion for the Catuculifs. And in the presentation, I see analyze for ADMET, absorption, distribution, metabolism for use CACO2 cell. Can you explain how to analyze for CACO2 cell for using molecular docking? Is the relationship of the CACO2 cell and molecular docking, or how to? Can you explain that? Yes, thank you.
Okay, now. Okay, now, Miss Melinda, can you explain that?
In CACO2, kita ini lagi. Wait. In this slide, in CACO2, only minoxidil had the lowest CACO2 cell permeability among other, while the pyrene has sufficient permeability for the drug to be absorbed in the human intestine based on the uh, based on the uh, mm, based on the distribution for permeability cell CACO2.
Okay. All right. Is there your answer or another?
I cannot understand the explain, sir. I asked for the how to analyze the CACO2 cell use is the use analyze for molecular docking or how to analyze for that, and it's yes, how to analyze for the
How about that, Melinda?
We analyze by value of CACO2 intestine are meet requirement or not requirement.
Oh. Okay, now only that we can another details in after this session. Maybe you can find the Miss Melinda.
Oh yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
Thank you, sir.
time
Yes.
to the time to closing was very tight. Okay, we have to please another presentation here. Miss Dea, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready, sir.
Could you please prepare your presentation?
Okay.
Okay.
May I start?
Okay, we have.
Yeah. Assalamualaikum.
Okay, time's yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Diakila Ramadhani. I'm from 11 Maret University, Surakarta. Today I will present my research with the title Systematic Review, the Enhancement of Anti-Inflammation Activity of Non-Steroidal Anti-Inflammatory Drug or NSAID by Solid Dispersion Modifications. As we all know, NSAIDs are very hydrophobic drugs and have low solubility. This causes the bioavailability of NSAIDs to be low in the body, thus affect its anti-inflammatory activity. So, we need a strategy to increase the solubility of NSAIDs. One strategy that can be used is solid dispersion. Let's look at the two graphs below. It can be seen that the presence of solid dispersion modifications can increase the dissolution profile of Sulindac. This one is the dissolution profile of Sulindac in solid dispersion, and this one is Sulindac without solid dispersion. And solid dispersion can increase the anti-inflammatory activity of Sulindac. This one is percentage of response of Sulindac in solid dispersion, and this one is Sulindac without solid dispersion. And there are many other studies that have conducted tests to see the effect of solid dispersion on NSAID solubility. However, there are no studies that conclude the effect of the overall solid dispersion system, especially on the anti-inflammatory activity of NSAID. So a review is needed to assess systematically the effect of the solid dispersion system on the anti-inflammatory activity of NSAIDs. The first method that I use in this research is search strategy and selection of articles. A paper search was carried out comprehensively in PubMed and ScienceDirect databases to obtain papers relevant to the purpose of this study. Determination of the formulation of the problem in this study refers to the PICO instrument. To make the search method more selective and sensitive, in this study, P or population is NSAID, I or intervention is solid dispersion, and O or outcome is drug effect. Through the PICO, then it can be compiled into keywords used during the search process. So the combination of keywords used is NSAID and solid dispersion and drug effect. The next method that I use in this research is determine inclusion and exclusion criteria, because inclusion and exclusion criteria must be clearly defined. The inclusion criteria that I use in this research are in English, papers that were published in 2010 until 2020, and conduct primary research with in vivo anti-inflammatory testing. The exclusion criteria in this study are papers that cannot be accessed full text and duplicate papers, which paper from PubMed and ScienceDirect with the same author, title, and an abstract, and the paper selected with an earlier publication year. This inclusion and exclusion criteria must always be implemented consistently to achieve replicable results. And then papers that fit the inclusion criteria were analyzed. So the next method is paper quality assessment. This paper included in the inclusion criteria, then it is necessary to assess quality of the paper by determining the critical appraisal analysis and assess the validity of the research conducted, especially in these studies that use test animals need to be analyzed related to the risk of bias during the research process. Recommended tools for animal study can use the Systematic Review Center for Laboratory Animal Experimentations, or CILCA. And then synthesis of search results data on articles in tabular form is carried out to summarize the data so that information related to predetermined topics will be obtained. Data obtained from literature studies will be analyzed descriptively to determine the effect of solid dispersion on the anti-inflammatory activity of NSAIDs. So here is the results from paper selection. There are 777 papers obtained through PubMed and ScienceDirect databases with the keyword used. The first screening is based on the title and abstract of the NSAID-related paper that is modified with solid dispersion. The result of the paper that passed the title and abstract selection were 161 papers. From these papers, 153 papers were excluded because there is no in vivo anti-inflammatory testing, and 8 papers were obtained that fit the inclusion criteria. Based on the paper according to the inclusion criteria, several NSAIDs were modified with a solid dispersion system, including ibuprofen, aceclofenac, meloxicam, flurbiprofen, sulindac, mefenamic acid, flufenamic acid, and celecoxib. All NSAIDs used in these 8 papers are included in BCS Class 2. Solid dispersions in NSAIDs can be used with various types of polymers and manufacturing methods. From the result, it can be seen that solid dispersion modification can improve the dissolution profile of NSAIDs. The solid dispersion formula in 8 papers that had previously been proven to increase the dissolution profile was then tested for an anti-inflammatory activity to determine the effect of solid dispersion on the anti-inflammatory activity of NSAIDs. Anti-inflammatory tests on 8 of these papers were carried out in vivo using rat or mouse that had previously been conditioned according to laboratory standards. In addition, the anti-inflammatory test requires edema inductor to trigger inflammation in the test animal. Based on 8 papers that have been described, it is known that the modification of solid dispersion can increase the anti-inflammatory activity of NSAIDs. So the conclusions of this research are, as a whole is known, modification of solid dispersion can increase the dissolution profile of NSAIDs. This is because the polymer used can increase the weighting of drug particles, thereby being able to increase the solubility of NSAIDs. The anti-inflammatory activity of NSAIDs by solid dispersion systems are increases compared to NSAIDs without solid dispersion. Here are some references that I use in this research. Okay, well, this is the end of my presentation, and thank you for your attention.
Time was all right in the time. Because we have another occasion to the closing ceremony in 12:30. I hope the question, if there are any, you can ask the presenter direct by email or by other social media maybe. Could you, Miss Dea, share the address, the social media address to participant here? Then you can accept the question from the participant after this seminar. How about that?
Okay, maybe I will send my number in this chat room.
Okay. You can email address or the numbers to the chat room. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Miss Dea, for your nice presentation. I hope this presentation, all the presenters can enlighten our idea. Thank you for spending time with us today. Good day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now we can join to closing ceremony to the Zoom, the address before. Thank you. So this room will be down. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.